Welcome to Faith Reloaded. I'm Rev Kev, and I'm here to stir your faith, sharpen your focus, and fuel your flame so you walk in power and not burn out. So take a breath, open your heart, let's lock in. This is Faith Reloaded. Well, welcome back to One More Step. This is day 2. We talked about how God may be strengthening you, but not stopping you. Today we need to talk about pace, because some of us are not walking by faith. We're sprinting by fear. We're tired. We're rushed. We're overcommitted. We're answering messages we should have left sitting until tomorrow. Come on. Somebody already knows what I'm talking about. Some of us are living like if we don't hold the world together, it's all going to fall apart. And then God is saying, excuse me, when did you become the 4th member of the Trinity? Come on, somebody. Today's word is simple. Stop outrunning grace. Psalm 127, verse 2 says, "It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he gives his beloved sleep." Now let's be clear. This is not saying don't work. This is not saying be lazy. This is not saying quit your job, ignore your bills, and tell everybody, Rev Kev said I need a nap. Oh, don't put that on me. But what it is saying is this. There's a kind of striving that does not come from faith. It comes from fear. There's a kind of working that's not obedience. It's anxiety in motion. There's a kind of busyness that looks impressive but is actually draining your soul. Can I say it plain? Busy does not always mean blessed. Sometimes busy just means busy. You can be busy and still be disobedient. You can be productive and still be empty. You can be moving fast and still be moving from fear. We have to stop calling exhaustion faithfulness. Jesus did not die and rise again so you could be spiritually saved but emotionally fried. Don't miss that. Matter of fact, I'm going to repeat that. Jesus did not die and rise again so you could be spiritually saved but emotionally fried. There's a difference between carrying your cross and carrying everybody's expectations. There's a difference between obedience and over-functioning. There is a difference between sacrifice and self-destruction. And some of us have been calling burnout being faithful. But Jesus shows us a better rhythm. In Mark 6:31, Jesus says to his disciples, "Come aside by yourselves to a deserted place and rest a while." Rest was not weakness. Rest was a part of the rhythm. Jesus did not say, keep grinding until you collapse. He said, come aside. That means the most spiritual thing you can do sometimes is to stop. Take a breath, eat something, go to sleep, turn the phone off, and let the emails wait. Some of us rebuke demons when all we really need is a nap. You know I'm telling the truth. Everything is not warfare. Some of it is weariness. Some of us are binding spirits, and the Lord saying, son, you're just dehydrated. Come on, somebody. Elijah was under a tree asking God to take his life, and God did not give him a 12-point sermon. God gave him food and rest. Because sometimes you're not faithless, you're depleted. Grace does not just empower your assignment. Grace also restores your soul. And grace has a pace. But anxiety sets a cruel pace. Anxiety says, do it now. Grace says, walk with me. Anxiety says, if you don't fix it today, it's over. Grace says, I'm already in tomorrow. Anxiety says, you have to carry everybody. Grace says, cast your cares. Anxiety says, keep running. Grace says, come aside. If the pace is destroying your peace, you need to ask, who set the pace? Because God's assignments may stretch you, but they come with grace. Fear's assignments crush you because fear never knows when to stop demanding. And let me come down your street for a second. Some of us are tired because we said yes too many times. Yes to the extra thing. Yes to the unnecessary thing. Yes to the thing God never told us to do. And yes to people we were afraid to disappoint. And now we're irritated at people for accepting the yes we gave them. Come on, that's tight, but it's right. You said yes, but your soul said help. You said no problem, but inside it was definitely a problem. Actually, several problems. A whole committee of problems. Sometimes your one more step is not adding another thing. Sometimes your one more step is removing what God did not assign. A holy no can protect a holy yes. Let me say that again. A holy no can protect a holy yes. Because if you keep saying yes to everything, eventually you won't have strength for what God actually called you to do. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And some of us are trying to pour from a cracked mug with old coffee in it. Come on. Come on. God is not asking you to be everybody's savior. That job's already taken. And his name is Jesus. You are responsible for obedience, not omnipresence. You cannot be everywhere. You cannot fix everyone. You cannot carry every burden. You cannot answer every crisis. You are not God. And that's good news. So today's challenge is this. Ask yourself, what am I carrying that grace did not give me? Then release one thing. Cancel it, pause it, delegate it, confess it, put it down, pray over it, and stop pretending that you're the Savior. One more step today may look like rest. It may look like turning the phone off. It may look like going to bed. It may look like telling somebody, I can't do that right now. And no, you don't have to write them a 17-page explanation of why you can't do it. Sometimes I can't commit to that right now is enough. Come on, somebody. And let me tell you, as a pastor and as a business owner, boss, manager, I much more appreciate it when somebody's able to be like, you know what, I can't commit to that right now, rather than commit to it and not fulfill it. It's much more, it's a burden to us as the manager. It's a burden to me. And it's also, you can see it's a burden to the other person because they committed to something that they couldn't fulfill. Well, that's day 2 of One More Step. Grace has a pace. And you do not have to outrun God to prove you trust him. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the uncomfortable parts of the journey, the rocks in a road. Because every road of faith has resistance, but resistance does not mean you're off track. Day 3 is called Rocks in the Road. Until then, slow down where God is calling you to slow down. Breathe again. One step, one yes, one more move with God, and don't stop here. This is Rev Kev, and I want to thank you for hanging out with me today on the Faith Reloaded podcast. If this episode blessed you, take a moment to share it with someone who needs encouragement. And don't forget to subscribe, to rate, leave a comment, and share it so more people can find it. You can get more resources, messages, and information on our websites, whwcfla.org and www.votm.org. You can download our apps that are available in both of the app stores, and everything is there to help you walk this thing out day by day with Jesus. Until next time, remember, you're not alone. God is with you, and he's not finished with your story. Stay ready, stay steady, locked in on Jesus, and keep your faith reloaded.